Stormwatch 7 meteorologist Rachel Kay here, and as we continue learning from our living rooms, I wanted to take you to see the Northern Lights. It's not something we can really see from here in Washington, D.C. It's typically most visible from near or above the Arctic Circle, and really only visible at night, or as we would typically think of it, in the wintertime when nights are longer. So one of the best places to see the Northern Lights is Tromso, Norway. We're gonna head there to take a look at some of the beautiful views. Now, Tromso's on an island in far northern Norway. It's just above the Arctic Circle. And because it's above the Arctic Circle in the winter, the sun never rises from late November until early January. So it's non-stop night or darkness, which makes it a lot easier to see the Northern Lights. The chemical reactions that give us the Northern Lights actually do happen any time of day or year, but we're just not always able to see them. Now, there's some interesting Norse mythology around the Northern Lights. They used to think that they were reflections from the shields and armor of the Valkyrie, or the female warriors. A lot of cultures around the world have different myths regarding the Northern Lights because they were just so fascinating, and there used to be no explanation. But of course now we have a better understanding for the science.
But then suddenly, just before midnight, a small gap opened up in the clouds, and you could see a few stars. And suddenly it was like somebody was switching on the light switch. The Northern Lights appeared, and they were so strong that they were shining, glowing through that small opening in the clouds. It lasted for exactly 60 seconds because I have a video of it dancing, and it was absolutely fantastic.
The science behind the Northern Lights is that the sun's solar flares kind of throw electrically charged particles out into space, and when those reach Earth, a lot of them are actually blocked by the magnetosphere, but some get caught in the ionosphere. Now, we're talking about the outermost layers of the atmosphere here, but the ionosphere still has some elements of our atmosphere: oxygen, nitrogen, and when the charged particles from the sun's solar flares interact with those molecules, it creates the different colors that we see in the night sky. If you ever think you might want to try to catch the Northern Lights in Tromso, Norway, once we're able to travel again, just make sure you do go in the winter, because being above the Arctic Circle means in summertime, the sun actually never sets. You have no darkness to see the Northern Lights. That's from about mid-May until late July. More lessons and interesting tips around the world as you keep your kids engaged from home on Outside the Classroom, Monday through Friday.